Hey, my name's Nate, and today in this video, I'm gonna share some tips for how to choose the right topic for your important message. I'm gonna give you some guiding principles that point you in the right direction, 6 tips actually. And then later at the end of the video, I'm gonna link to an exercise you can do. It's 3 things that are incredibly practical that'll help you come up with some ideas for your next important message. So thanks for watching. Every speaker has to choose a topic. For many of the communicators that I have coached over the years, choosing the right topic is maybe the hardest part of coming up with something to talk about. So how do you ensure that you pick the right topic for the right audience? Well, trust me, I get this. Not only am I a teacher, but I'm also a pastor. So every week I have to choose a new topic to talk about. One that not only captures an audience's attention, but actually makes them want to come back again. So how do we do it? How do we pick a topic? Because your next big speech is coming up and you need to ace it. Well, let me give you 6 tips and one really practical set of exercises that you can do to generate ideas quickly. First of all, you're gonna need a piece of paper and something to write with. So go grab that really quick, hit pause on the video, and we'll hang out for just a minute. Okay, so you got your pen and paper, you're ready to go. Here we go. Tip number 1 is you need to inventory your expertise. When I was in college, I worked for an entertainment store and we sold books, music, movies, software, games, all kinds of stuff. If it was in the entertainment business, we sold it. But every once in a while in our store, we had to take inventory. We had to go through the entire store and just see what was there. Why? Because you can't sell what you don't have. And when it comes to your important message, you can't sell what you don't have. So take inventory. Make a list of the things that you're good at on a piece of paper. You can do that right now with that piece of paper you just grabbed a moment ago. Once you have your list, circle 1 or 2 of the things that pop out from that list that really interest you. Choose the ones that you're the most enthusiastic and passionate about. Choose one that you would want to share with the world. For me, on my list, well, I'm pretty passionate about helping people develop and grow as communicators, and I also love to encourage people in ways that make their life better. So that would be what I would circle on my list. Your list is different, but circle what's there. What's the top 2 or 3 or maybe just 1 as you inventory your expertise. Tip number 2 for coming up with a great topic is potentially focusing on an important social issue. A lot of the time, speakers who are heard are the ones who say something worth hearing. They're tapping into what's going on around them. Does it mean they're always right? Of course not. We've all heard somebody give a speech that was full of errors, but a talk that's built on an important social issue fits 3 vital criteria. First of all, it's timely. It's something that people are interested in right now. Second, it's relevant. It matters to their personal, everyday life in some way. And then third, it's critical. It's going to continue to affect their life for as long as it remains an issue. We need to take note here, though, that it's critical when speaking about a social issue not to make all of our talk revolve around our big opinion. If you want bloated opinions, or if people want bloated opinions, they can turn on the cable news. When you speak on a social issue, man, you should deliver timely and relevant information that is factual, but you gotta do it wrapped in an empathetic message, one that creates mutual or shared understanding between you and your audience. And that means you're much more likely to make a lasting difference and to add value to your audience's life. So tip number 2, focus on an important social issue. Tip number 3, pick a topic that you're drawn to. Pick something potentially that you are drawn to. Look, every opportunity to speak to an audience is unique. You get one chance for one audience for that one specific reason, and then it never happens again. So it would be a shame to waste it. You have to honor the opportunity. This is maybe where referencing something from your list from tip 1 could come in handy. Is there something on that list that you're drawn to more than anything else? Also, do you have a good grasp of who your audience is? Have you acknowledged your expertise and your interests? And then you got to ask some questions like, where do these two ideas, where do they intersect? Ask yourself, what do I care about that my audience cares about? Ask, what is something that affects both of our lives? And then you can ask, how can my personal interests help this audience? You're tapping back into that concept or that principle of adding value to your audience's life. For example, you might really be into something like miniature model painting, but if it doesn't intersect your specific audience's interests, it's probably not the right topic for that particular speaking occasion. So tip number 3 was pick a topic that you are personally drawn to. Tip number 4, pick a topic that you actually want to learn yourself. Like pick something that interests you. To do a great job of any talk, you need to do some research. So pick a topic that you gravitate toward, that you don't have to be an expert in. The caveat here is you have to be really clear during your introduction that you aren't an expert. But admitting that and owning that in the front end, your honesty will actually build a strong empathetic bond. It's an empathy building tool. So couple that honesty, that empathy with the research that you do to build a great talk around something you're not an expert at, and you're gonna really have something compelling to share with an audience. So what's something you personally want to know more about? Let your interest in that topic shape the talk. Your own enthusiasm is going to come out in your presentation, and that'll make it more personal, more empathetic, more interesting, and because you're going to naturally model how you want the audience to feel about your subject, which leads to something called neural resonance. And the way that you communicate about your idea, you're actually affecting the neural activity of your audience in a compelling way, which is super important when you're trying to add value to your audience's life, which I think we should be doing with every important talk we give. So tip number 4 was pick a topic that you want to learn more about. Tip number 5, pick a topic that's current. Something that's current. Man, sometimes you just want to talk about something that's trendy, but you don't want to tackle some big button hot topic. Depending on the speaking occasion, that might be perfectly acceptable. Look, not every talk that is current has to be one about dire social issues with long-lasting implications. Similar to tip number 2, we're looking at timeliness and we're looking at relevance of the topic, but a current topic doesn't have to be a critical topic. Man, this could or maybe even should be something that's lighthearted in nature, that's fun in the delivery. For example, it could be you could be talking about holidays, you could talk about sporting events or film or music, pop culture, anything like that. A current talk is where your interests and the audience interests intersect in a way that doesn't feel like it has the weight of the world riding on it. The important factor with picking a topic that is current is that you need to have fun, but you also need to bring something new to the table. All right? So tip number 5 is pick a topic that's current, which brings us to tip number 6, some things not to do, okay? Tip number 6 is stay away from tired topics. Stay away from tired topics. A tired topic is one that's been addressed over and over and over and over again. Don't pick a topic like that. You need to do a few things if you're gonna try a tired topic. The first one is you have to have a new angle. If you're gonna tackle a tired topic, you gotta have a new angle. You're maybe offering like personal experience that's unique to you, or you have experience you can tap into from some new, unheard of before source. Perhaps it's a perspective that the audience has never been introduced to before concerning that particular topic. Or number two, you have to have a new insight about the topic itself. Maybe it's new cutting edge research that builds a compelling case or shifts the paradigm for the topic permanently. That would definitely make it worth addressing again. Or maybe number three, you have an extremely creative approach. If you're going to deliver your talk in a unique and a creative way, well, then maybe that is one that will add value while making it memorable. So, for example, you could use some kind of compelling multimedia or visual aids, or maybe there's some really strong interactive element to the way that you're going to communicate this particular topic. Okay, so tip number 6, stay away from tired topics, but if you're not going to stay away from them, have a new angle, have a new insight, or have an extremely creative approach. So those are my 6 tips for how to come up with a great topic for your next important talk. We're gonna link another video right here showing you 3 simple exercises you can do, practical things that you can do to come up with your next talk based on these 6 tips. Thanks for watching.